Yo! What up, everybody? It's your boy Casket King here, back at it again with another motherfucking live stream. And today it's my birthday. I survived to 35! Woo! Yeah, beyond all odds, I survived. And I don't know how to feel about it. On one end, I'm very happy to be alive. On the other end, pain and suffering still exist. Gotta take the good with the bad, I guess. How's everybody doing? I'm doing all right this Friday evening. Soon we will be joined by the others, and soon I will start drinking my Captain Morgan rum. Yo, shout out to our first two viewers. What is up? Welcome to my big birthday blowout bash. Oh, I love gorillas. So, what do we do while we wait? Oh, the waiting game. All right, well, uh, excuse me. All right, well, I guess we'll play a song, shall we? I'm gonna play one of my newest tracks, alternative rock. It's called "Hey, Don't You Know."
Hey, don't you know, the night don't last forever. Even storms have skies that break apart. You've been running on empty, held down by the weather, but there's fire still beating in your heart. You're not lost, you're just finding your way. It's okay if you stumble, it's okay if you break. Hey, don't you know, you're stronger than the shadows. Every step you take is more than you believe. Hey, don't you see, there's light behind the window. Even when it's hard to breathe, you're still free. Hey, don't you know, you're everything you need. So let the past fall like autumn leaves. Let the wind carry what you couldn't say. You've been waiting for some kind of peace, but maybe peace is walking through today. You're not done, this story still grows, and the cracks in your soul let the sunlight show. You know, you're braver than the silence. Every heartbeat's proof you're meant to be. Hey, don't you see? You're rising like a promise from the ashes of defeat. You're still free. Hey, don't you know? You're everything you need. When the weight is heavy and the nights are long, you don't have to hold it all alone. Just breathe it out. You're not broken, just bending, and you're closer now than you've ever known.
Alright, and that was Hey Don't You Know, a song I wrote with the help of AI. Say it's about 70-30 on that one. Jeff, my man, thank you for the 30 Canadian dollars. The balloons could be gayer. Nevertheless, happy birthday! Woo! Thank you, my friend. Oh, man. What? I wish I had a funny birthday story to tell, but I really don't have any. You know what? We got a donation. Let's take a shot. Let's take a little Captain Morgan rum shot, shall we? Don't worry, we got a little chaser for it, because this is going to be rough. Real rough. Kind of like a dog when he's talking to you. Rough, rough. Ooh, you can really taste the rum. Whew. Oh, that burns. Yo, Swillbilly, what's up? The birthday's going fucking great, man. How you doing? Having some drinks too, huh? Fuck yeah. Have some drinks on a Friday night. Woo! Yo, we got 4 viewers. What's up? Guys, I have something to show you. I bought the coolest fucking thing. And it got here today for my birthday. Check out this fucking statue. Isn't that fucking sick? That's my little birthday gift to myself. Oh man, so cool. I'll put this back over here. I'll show it again later. Yo, Jerry, what's up? Oh man, I need to update my little donation tracker. Ba, 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 ba. Da, 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 da. Let's see, bro. I've been watching you since you breaded plump. Thought this shit was hella funny. Hail to the king. Thank you, Star Helix. Who knows? Maybe one day might bring a breadings back. You never know. Could happen. Anything's possible. Anything's fucking possible with enough magic and drugs. Oh yeah, the pumpkin rubbing. You know, I only sold a few pumpkin rubbing videos. They weren't as popular as the bread ones. But I did sell a couple of them. Star Helix, I found you not too long ago. Well, welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. No, I do not sell videos on OnlyFans. I used to have a thing. I got famous for I'm the you got breaded guy, or maybe the guy in the red shirt gives a thumbs up. You might have seen that. But yeah, I was a meme at one point, and I sold bread videos where I would bread people. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. I'll answer just about anything. Fuck it. Goodness. Sorry about that, everybody. Been a rough hit. Let's see, how did I know Plump from Stump? I really don't know who they are, to be honest. I was paid to bread them, so I did. Oh, he's a World of Warcraft streamer. Yeah, I tried to get into World of Warcraft, it just didn't really stick. After I saw that episode of South Park, I wanted to give it a try. Oh, goodness. So, how's everybody doing today? I'm doing great. Yo, Christy! What's up? What's happening? Man, you did love World of Warcraft. What's up, man? It's oh, somebody has entered the chat. Welcome to the stream, my dude. It's the historian.
Hey, Casket'S, happy birthday.
Thank you, my friend.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Did you get your birthday wish of a new pair of hips?
A new pair of hips. I'd settle for a new back.
Um, I saw in the chat thing that you sent that picture of that statue. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it finally fucking came in today, man. After being delayed since Tuesday.
Oh, it wasn't a gift?
I mean, it was kind of a gift to myself.
Wow, that's lucky timing.
Oh, yeah.
What do you do today?
Let's see. Got up. Had a pretty good morning. Went
Oh,
out to eat.
where do you? Well, I don't know.
Well, we went off.
I have a guess where you went.
I'm sure you
Oh,
know.
your favorite restaurant.
Oh yeah.
What do you get?
I got a Cuban and fries.
Oh, that's true. You do love Cubans.
I do love Cubans. Funny to think it
Gosh,
was invented in my hometown.
no, I didn't know that until I looked it up because you were so into Cubans. I've never had one, so I was like, "What is a Cuban?" And then it was like, it's all this Florida-based stuff.
Yo, shout out to Mothman. What's up, man?
Wow, that's weird typeface.
Yeah, it's all fancy.
Blind Justice Entertainment says, "What's up? What up?" He says, "Casket."
Dude, if you're going to join us in the chat. Come on, man. We can hang out. I've got a bottle of rum.
I thought it was gonna be late. I thought no one was gonna be here, and then I join and no one is here.
Somebody recognizes that I live in Florida just from the style of my windows. That's very smart.
I don't know. I think they know it because you talk about it. I
No, this is
think he's
somebody
just
who
making
just
a little goof.
recently found my channel.
I don't know.
Oh, we've got 8 viewers. Shout out to my 8 viewers. What's up? I love you guys. You're fucking awesome.
Did you
Welcome to
put
my birthday stream.
did you put the statue on your altar?
Not yet. It's just kind of sitting here on my desk. I'm kind of admiring it.
Will it go on the altar?
Eventually, yes.
Wow.
I wish I could find my old altar cloth.
Well, now you have $30 new for your altar fund. What are you gonna buy with it?
Well, if I can't find my altar cloth, I need to get a new one. That's like $18. I found this great pillowcase I can use as a second altar cloth. Go under
Well,
that one. It'll fit perfectly.
oh, what is currently on the altar?
Uh, all my gemstones, my sandalwood silver box, a little wicker basket.
Do you have phosphorus on there?
No, I don't believe I do.
I have to send you a link about the connection between phosphorus and Satan because I think you'd be so
Ooh.
interested.
Yeah, send me a link. I'll read it.
I
What I
think
what
it's
I do
phosphorus.
have on here, all the stones I have a clear quartz, a carnelian, an amethyst
So you
geode.
need here. I'm going to send you this right now. You
I have a
need to get
garnet and a
phosphorus.
black onyx.
Oh my God, Blump and Krusty just joined in the same second.
Woo, boys! What's up?
Yo, what's her name? Historian. I've been listening to the Ronnie Mung song all day. That
That
shit's fire.
weird one?
Yeah, it's fucking
I
hilarious.
have been too. And it is. I just kind of keep, rewinding and listening to it. It's so weird.
The music. He's like I can't remember the
He's like
lyrics.
catatonic. It's just so weird. And every aspect of it. I know. It's such an obscure
I
one. It
love
was
it. I love
I
it.
do too.
That's a cut. That's a deep. That's a deep cut in the Stern lore, man. That's probably
It,
like propelled
it,
it to the top of the Robin parody songs. It used to be the Rock Me Amadeus one. That one was pretty good, but this one I think is #1 now.
it
So
was as soon as that just like I don't know what it's called, but like MIDI piano sort of like gothic weird, just low F, not low effort, but it's just the piano's not, it's not even a piano. It's just this weird music behind. That's like creepy in and of itself, and then it's Ronnie singing these creepy lyrics, and Ronnie just sounds. They said that he was like, what is it? He was under hypnosis or something when he was doing it. I don't know what the heck was going on.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a hypnosis thing. It's still so weird. Like, that's got to be like one of the first. Like, I can't think of another time where someone's recorded someone singing a song hypnotized. You know, like it's or whatever. I think hypnosis is shit, but whatever state of mind you want to call that.
Yeah, I do
Like,
too.
I've never heard of anything because I've seen live hypnotists work and stuff. I tried to get hypnotized and it didn't work for me. Um, so I just thought it was funny. I've never heard of a song or something. I feel like in many ways, not anymore, but Howard Stern broke so much ground, like in a number of different ways. I think. I don't know. There's stuff on those shows that you just don't see anywhere else. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
just found it.
totally agree. That song is weird. I know you like the Robin song, so I was like, oh my God, I gotta send you this. And it is, so I've never heard it, but anyways, yeah,
Yeah,
I
dude, I
don't
was
know.
surprised because as soon as it started, I was like, "What is this? I've never heard it." And then Ronnie came in, like, "Robin, my bell. I know we're both in hell for some reason."
Yeah, it's bizarre. It was weird. And already saying like this is disturbing as it's going on. It was just weird.
It's equal parts creepy and hilarious. Like, I don't know, there's something so unsettling about it. But it's just, I don't know. I've been listening to it all day. I need to like uh crop it and like
I
loop that.
know. It does need to be clipped and like posted because it's
I'm
so.
probably gonna do it because like I don't know. I haven't seen it anywhere else. I'm gonna
Yeah,
but God, that was so funny.
I'm
Oh,
it
gonna
was. It was
take a
weird.
shot, 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 shot. Everybody!
what are we drinking today? I might bust
I
out the
got,
Blant.
I've got some apple sliced rum.
Oh, same shit as yesterday.
How much you have left?
Most of the bottle, I'd say at least 80%.
Casket's getting crossfaded.
Woo!
I just got a shipment in today of some pretty rare mead bottles. I might actually try to flip them.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah, that's where it's at nowadays, boys.
I never had mead.
You're right. I flip bottles.
Yeah, but you flip
And
like whiskey. That shit's
I
tired.
flip bourbon.
Bourbon. That shit's tired now.
I usually make about 400 to 600% every time I flip a bottle.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Every first Monday of the month, I go bourbon hunting, and I'll spend about $1,000, and then I just sit back and
Wow.
wait and sell. And yeah, I have to hit up probably like 30 ABC stores. I travel about 100-mile radius.
Yeah, that's crazy. And that's why I'll never buy flipped whiskey because the prices are fucking insane. I'm not doing it. I'm good.
You know how much it costs for a bottle of Eagle Rare at ESRP here in North Carolina?
What, 50, 70,
$30.
30? That's not bad.
$30, and I turn around and sell it for 180.
I don't know who's paying that. That's fucking nuts.
You don't have to. I can't keep them in stock. They sell that quick.
And
Yeah.
yeah, for some reason Eagle Rare is more down here. It's like 50 a bottle, but I have a hookup, so he gets them for me for 50 or whatever. I'm not paying anything more than that. He just got me a Blanton's for 80.
Uh,
Blanton's is fucking good.
I've probably got about maybe 20 Blantons in my like collection to sell.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. You can't
Yeah.
see it, but I've changed my profile picture to a very muscular Papa Smurf.
Nice.
By the way, shout out to Karma Peltry. And Star Helix wants me to rank this birthday 1 out of 10. How do I rank it? Out of all my birthdays, I give this one a 10.
Streaming?
Wow. Why?
Cause I lived.
Are you
Yeah,
streaming
I
right now?
was.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, he
streaming
is.
right now.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Oh
Fuck.
shit.
No, I was thinking that when I was like, this won't know. But yeah, I was gonna tell you before I, I took a shower before it started, so I wasn't here on time. But I was gonna tell you, Casket, that you should have named it this stream "Borrowed Time" because now you're living on it, baby.
Yeah.
Borrowed time.
You made
Uh,
it to 35.
You know what? That gives me an idea for a
are you gonna
song.
make a new album? Oh my god! Don't do it, Casket.
What?
Oh, you want to make another album, don't you?
Dude, I'm already working on my 6th. It's alternative rock.
Casket's got a lot of albums.
Look, I have about 68 songs, maybe 73. I've lost track.
Yeah, you're pushing about one per day at this point, if not more.
Well, see, that's funny because there are days where I don't make any, but then there are some days where I'll have a lot of really good ideas.
This is like Lil B levels of output.
Yeah,
Lil B would release album after album. He dropped like 700 track mixtapes and shit.
good God.
You need to
That's
get
what
your
we
money
need.
back from the psychics. You know, I would get my money back from those psychics if they ever actually charged me.
You know, Casket.
Yeah,
Uh,
man.
did you get your birthday wish?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I did.
What was your birthday wish?
My birthday wish
Oh,
was to spend my birthday with my friends.
you spend every day with your friends. You gotta
And
keep
I
up the count.
cherish each of those days, even if I can't remember them most of the time.
How was your cheesecake?
I haven't had any
Oh
yet. I'm
yeah,
having
that
some
was fun.
later.
Wait, you telling me you bought cheesecake yesterday and you still hadn't tasted it?
Dude, I have some restraints.
He
Jesus.
eats like 100 calories a day, Krusty. What are you talking about?
Obviously, it's
Did
got
you
to be
not
pretty
see the pictures he was
Well,
posting
no,
about
he
what he was
didn't.
eating daily? Oh yeah, that's true.
He's a Nerds Clusters bag, and that's it for the day. Nerds.
Right.
Casket, how much bullshit are you on right now? That can't be right.
He's
Dude, I
capping,
really
dude.
haven't been eating that much this week.
Did
Yeah,
I don't?
but
Oh, okay, look, I'll tell you everything I've eaten today. What did I eat today? I went and got a Cuban that was at least 7 inches. And then
give
I
me.
had half of the fries that were there.
What? You
And
didn't
then
even
I
eat all
and
the
then I
fries?
drank like 5 glasses of sweet tea.
That's a lot of sugar, Casket.
Look, I was very
Good
thirsty. I had cotton
God!
mouth.
Did you hear
Wait,
that
hold.
Burger King's being sued?
No.
Burger King?
Yeah, their Whopper advertisements look nothing like their Whoppers anymore because of shrinkflation. And I think there's 12 states that are suing Burger King now.
Oh
Well,
god. States are suing them.
12 states have allowed people to proceed
That would
forward
be
with suing
funny
them.
if states were.
Wait, hold on, Casket. You said that you ate a Cuban that was 7 inches.
at least
What was his name? Batum.
Giggity.
Pablo.
That was it.
Damn.
Casket can get on that class action lawsuit, being a heavy Burger King user.
I guess it is a class action at that point. Yeah, I don't know. I think they'll just cut him a settlement. That's not going to trial.
Well, people are also wanting to do the same thing now to Subway. You know their new Doritos flat thing that you can get shit put on top of?
No.
Yeah, well, those commercials say that it's 12 inches long, and it's actually 9 inches long, and it looks nothing like it does in the commercial.
Dude, how low in your life do you have to be to sue Subway over a fucking commercial? Like, none of these people have jobs. It can't be. Like, I don't know. They're just looking for a quick settlement out. Like, I don't know,
Well,
man.
it's happening. It's happening. People are getting pissed off with shrinkflation. If you say it's going to be something, it better fucking be that thing.
Yeah.
I get that. Is it the class action lawsuit? I mean, they can cure this problem so quickly. I don't see this going anywhere.
Yeah, they cure the problem by giving the product that they offered in the commercials and not a degraded version.
Punitive damages? What exactly are they looking for? What are they?
I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out what happens. But the Burger King one's already up and going, and the Subway one is names are being collected now. So
Casket, you need to get your name on that list. You're always eating Subway.
Oh yeah.
I do eat quite a bit of Subway.
yeah,
Show them a picture of you and say, "This is what Subway did to me."
you're the reverse Jared Fogle.
You're the poster child for this lawsuit.
Someone asks if I got a femboy for my birthday. Yes, I did.
Nice.
Wow, look at that name, Casket. How would you say that name?
Gacy X.
Not Gacy.
Okay.
It's like a little joke.
I don't get it.
What are they trying to make you say?
Gay say.
Oh, gay sex.
Plus, he couldn't even see it, and he figured it out. Cassie, come on.
Forgive me, I'm toasted beyond belief. That, and I've had a couple of shots.
Shot.
Someone
when
take
Jeff said
chug?
that you
Okay.
Historian, what are we drinking today?
were low.
Oh, you're a Merlot guy, huh?
Oh, Merlot?
Yeah, I'm a lot.
Yeah, he said chug.
Like it a lot.
All
You ever
right.
I was
see
saying shit.
you ever see the movie Sideways?
No.
Oh.
There's this book I read. It's a book
About-
series. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Blump. I don't want to interrupt you.
No, that was it. It's just a movie about wine. That's the only reason why.
This book
No, I haven't.
This book series is interesting. It's about a vampire. This guy gets turned into a vampire, but he's just in accounting, and that's all he wants to do is continue doing accounting work. And every day he drinks Merlot. Like that's the only thing he likes to drink.
Yeah, it's not offensive. I find almost all alcohol just be very disgusting. Well, it's not so bad.
Yeah, Merlot's pretty
Friendly.
neutral, middle of the road.
Yeah.
Jeff is
Cheers.
Oh,
here.
Jeffrey.
Happy
Wagwan.
birthday, man.
Wagwan.
Thank you. My gay balloon is getting gay away from me.
Uh,
Oh,
Oh damn! I gotta send Casket a birthday present.
Oh, you ain't gotta do that, man.
what are you gonna have for Din Casket?
Well, at some point I'm having cheesecake.
Okay. Well, you
What
do.
if I bought you a horse for your birthday?
I'd pay someone to. I'd pay to see him ride the horse. Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
That'd be great.
I would pay big money.
No, that poor horse. Please don't do it,
I'll
Casket.
kill that poor horse.
Peter would be on your ass.
Remember that Nathan for You episode, if you've ever seen it, Casket, where they tie the like weather balloons to the fat guy so he can ride the horse. And it's not animal cruelty.
No, it's It was John Goodman. They tied a horse to each of his legs to make it look like he could walk.
What is that? Like a Family Guy clip?
Yeah.
My God, how did I know?
You
They
know,
love this
speaking of
shit.
Family Guy clips, I've legitimately been looking into buying weather balloons to tie them to a lawn chair. I want to be the second guy ever to go flying on a lawn chair. I can't believe it's only been done once. Why hasn't anyone else done it?
I don't know. Did the guy survive?
Yeah, he did. He survived just fine. I'm legitimately, it's going to cost me about $700 for everything.
Krusty, come on, man. Don't do this.
Wouldn't this be dude, I would get in the news so quick.
Krusty, I don't
So
want you to
quick.
die.
I won't die, dude. I did the math on how much one weather balloon can lift. So I know exactly how many to get plus one. And then I'll take like a BB gun up there with me so I can pop one to come down slowly afterwards.
What happens if you
It's a
drop the
math
BB
problem.
gun?
Well, in that case, I'll start pissing hard as I can. That way I can have one laugh before I die.
Okay, dude, this is what you do. You make sure to chain it to the lawn chair so you can't drop it.
My goal is to go live while flying
Oh
in a
my
lawn chair.
god.
Come, it's only been done one time in the 80s. Why hasn't this been repeated? Why?
I'm pretty sure it's illegal.
Eh.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Arrest a blind guy?
Illegal.
Yes.
Yeah, they will.
Is it a misdemeanor or a felony? It matters.
You better listen to Big Papa Smurf.
If it's only a misdemeanor, I'll take that slap on the wrist. It's worth it. It's worth it.
What if your like weather balloon thing is like artistic expression, and so they can't trample your freedom of speech?
Oh, I should put a banner on the bottom of the lawn chair. It's just gonna say I don't know, something. I'll find a cause.
It says single and then your phone number.
Yeah, no. No.
I wonder how hard it is to just use that defense for everything. Like, if we put steroids in Casket, they're legal. But if we did, and we were saying like, hey, it's about Casket, like Casket's the artwork, he'd get off.
I'm a
He
piece
wouldn't
of
get off.
art.
Well, if I can make it a First Amendment thing where like I have a banner that's being casted below me that says something, I think there's a loophole there. I'm gonna have to talk to ChatGPT and have it tell me the loophole, and then I'm gonna do it. Like, this is gonna happen.
Apparently, you talk about the Krusty. You referenced the dude from the '80s who did it. He went up like 16,000 feet, nearly blacked out, and he was fined by the FAA because like he entered controlled airspace at that point without clearance. You're not going that high, are you?
No, he didn't measure. He didn't measure like weight, like
He was an amateur.
buoyancy. Yeah, I've already looked up weight buoyancy versus like, yeah, weather balloons. I've already looked that up, so I know exactly how many to get. I've even been looking up different lawn chairs and looking at how much it weighs on the websites, so I can put that into the calculation as well. I'm gonna have about 23 extra pounds of lift above my weight and the lawn chairs. Like, that's it. And then after I pop the first balloon, I'll be falling at about a 6-pound deficit. So it's going to be a slow descent. See, it's a mathematical equation.
Yeah,
It's going
slow
to
descent. Right into power lines.
That's what they'll call. That will be the headline of the news story of
Blind
Krusty's
man
death. When he
fries on
dies
power
of it.
lines.
Slow descent.
Well, the best part is it'll be live.
Oh, good. They'll be able to see your eyes melt out of your head.
Sweet.
He doesn't need him.
You would need 100+ weather balloons to pull this off, Krusty. Is that right?
No. No, not 100.
I just
Ooh, he told you, Jeff.
I just typed it into ChatGPT.
And it said it said you would need 100. What weight did you put in?
No, I didn't ask it specifically. I said, why have so few people tied weather balloons to a lawn chair and flown with it? And then it gave me a long list of reasons why, like the danger, legal consequences. But then one of them said cost and setup. Industrial helium isn't cheap or easy to get the needed volumes. And it says 100 plus weather balloons, each filled with helium.
No, I wouldn't need 100 plus. I was looking up different weather balloon sizes and buoyancy retention, which matters whenever you're trying to lift weather equipment. And I found like really big weather balloons, extra large weather balloons, and I'm going to need about 60 of them.
You should ask ChatGPT, Jeff, how many weather balloons would it take for Casket's
Oh, okay.
Great question.
at 420?
How many weather balloons would it take a 420-pound man to fly in the air? Casket. Oh, okay. It says 85 to 100 large weather balloons.
Oh.
So I don't know why it said 100 from the start.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
they
know.
just assumed because, well, I guess you weren't even typing in America, but maybe they just thought, hey, if they're using ChatGPT, they're probably a heavy guy. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
give
like I
them
said, for me it's
high
60.
end.
So, and that's with the weight of the chair plus the weight of the equipment I'm going to bring with me in my backpack.
This is crazy.
Less than $1,000, I can make it happen, and I'm going to. I'm going to be the second guy ever to go flying on the air balloon on a lawn chair.
There's been a lot of casket coughs in this live
Yeah.
stream.
There has been.
I'm smoking a very rough weed.
Sir Helix says you could get a radio-controlled rudder and bow propeller, but you'd also need to add that to the weight plus a battery.
Yeah, I've already got that planned out. I bought a eco like battery that weighs about 40 pounds, and I'm going to hook it up to the bottom of the chair, and I'm going to have a fan, like a really large industrial fan under each armrest, where I can switch them on and off by putting the switches onto the armrest, so I can literally direct myself and fly around in the sky. So that way I have some control. It's going to add about 65 pounds overall to the weight. Trust me, I've already calculated this, and I've been working on this for about a week.
Why? What made you start saying, I have to start doing this?
When I heard there was only one man ever to do it, I told myself I have to be man number 2.
I feel like I've heard a lot of, like, not a lot, but I feel like I've heard more stories than just one guy.
Nope,
Like, didn't
one guy from the 80s.
somebody get, like, lost when they did it? Was it really just one guy who did it?
Yeah, one guy in the 80s.
Well, one guy on a lawn chair. Maybe other
yeah,
people
the lawn
have
chair.
done it on like different contraptions.
I'm doing it in the lawn chair. I'm doing his technique, straight up lawn chair.
Fuck that man, lazy boy.
Dude, lazy boy's way too much. There ain't no fucking way.
Can you play the Interstellar theme while you take off?
Well, I'm gonna play my guitar. I'm gonna make the highest concert ever recorded live on YouTube. Yeah, that's gonna be great. I'm gonna have my one-man band equipment with me, and yes, I've already calculated the weight in.
What if YouTube took the video down because they said it was promoting dangerous acts?
Well, I hope to God someone's screen recording Casket.
There's
I'm
a Japanese guy that did something similar who got lost at sea.
Yeah,
I saw like
I'm nowhere near the coast. I'll be fine. I'm gonna be A-okay. Hey, maybe I'll make it to the coast. That'd be an awesome story. I wonder
Yeah.
if this did happen and Krusty was going to set off on this voyage, would you be there to give him a kiss before he set off?
I don't know. That's pretty gay, bro.
What about this? What if my goal with the batteries and the fans, I'd have approximately 15 hours where I could have both fans activated at the same time. What if my goal is to make it to Florida by air from North Carolina? A direct path is less than 8 hours. It's not that far if you're going a direct line with no
That would
road.
be cool.
You would totally be within the FAA airspace at some point, if not during most of the trip.
Yeah, what are they going to do? Shoot you down? I'd still make it on TV. All right, there's a guy with a lawn chair and air balloons. We got to shoot him down. Well, no, I'm not going to do this. I forgot the FBI listens to Casket stuff. Let me go and stay now. This isn't happening. Please don't knock at my door. Cough, cough. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, they wouldn't shoot you down. They would just charge you with a heavy fine.
How much? I got to make sure I have the money.
It says they can exceed 10 grand depending on the severity of it.
All right, so I could theoretically cover it then. That's one. Hey, I could cover that. As long as it's not like 100 grand or more, then in which case I wouldn't be able to cover it.
What if they listened to this recording and they said Casket seemed to be approving of this, and then Casket got strapped with all the
He's like
charges?
a co-conspirator.
Yeah.
He was the mastermind behind it all.
Yeah, well, it's art, okay? This is just performative art,
Yeah.
all right?
Casket say, take a number. Tack it on to my other.
It's performative art.
Well, why don't you aim smaller and try like floating over your town or something? You'd definitely be known to like all the people in your town. You'd be like a folk hero.
Yeah, but if I'm the guy who went from my house in North Carolina to Florida on a lawn chair, that's the farthest anyone's ever traveled on a lawn chair. I would fucking get a record broke somewhere. That would be, I'm going, if you're going to go for gold, go for gold.
Casket, will you legally sanction this event on live so that you can be charged?
No. I cleaned my hands of the whole event.
What if Krusty floated all the way to Florida and like landed in front of Casket's house and he didn't answer the door?
Yeah. My luck, I'd land in a pond and get eaten by an alligator.
Yeah, it's more likely to happen than you think.
Hey.
Casket, when's the last time you've seen an alligator? Or a crocodile?
Last week.
Really?
No way. You're BSing.
No, man.
He's got one in his backyard.
Yeah.
No way. Tell me what happened. How close were you?
Oh, I wasn't very close, but I could see it.
That is funny that Casket doesn't right at all. Where? Where did it happen? Was it like near your house you saw it?
It was out by the water.
By the water.
Yo, shout out to Rent Free. What's up?
Rent free. I'm saying that.
Are you related to the MMA guru? No.
Who's he referring to, Casket?
Some guy does MMA stuff. We kind of look alike.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
A guy who does MMA looks like you?
Yeah.
Casket's a
Wow.
little bit thinner.
Just a little, though. Damn, Casket.
Cassie, can you tell us your favorite Jack Black movie?
Oh. Tenacious D in the Pick of Destiny.
That's right. You love Tenacious D.
Hell yeah.
What's your second favorite?
Schoolhouse
Don't say
Rock.
Gulliver's Travels.
No. With disrespect.
Yeah, School
What
of
did you?
Rock was fun.
Oh, you said School of Rock. That's wrong. I was gonna say that too. Did you see Saving Silverman?
No, I don't think I saw that.
I think that's what it was called. I haven't seen that in a long time either.
How old am I? I turned 35 today. Woo!
Oh, gosh.
I lived. I'm the motherfucker who lived.
The motherfucker who...
Casket, is your cheesecake your birthday cake?
Yes, I was gonna get an ice cream cake, but it looked like it had been sitting there a while, and I'm like, you know what? Let's go with a cheesecake instead.
Cheesecake.
Hell
Nice.
yeah.
You know who likes cheesecake?
Ooh.
Shrek. He loves some fucking cheesecake.
Shrek.
Honestly, who doesn't like cheesecake, man?
Hey, did you see what happened with SML this last week?
Yeah, they got demonetized.
Again.
Yeah.
Dude, he
What
was
is
talking
that?
about quitting forever. That's what Jeffy.
That guy has so much money. Why doesn't he quit? He can literally buy a whole neighborhood.
Because he's got to afford his extracurriculars.
Oh my
That's
god,
all
how
I'll
much
say.
money do you need for extracurriculars? You're always filming videos, you never have time to do them.
Well, he's got like 7 girlfriends, so a lot, I imagine.
7? Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, if I could just clone my girlfriend about 6 more times.
Wouldn't that be great?
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm totally in a treehouse.
Casket, what did you do for lunch?
I went to a restaurant, had a nice Cuban and fries.
Casket said he only ate half the fries.
Yeah, I only ate half the fries. I was full from
Why?
the
Really?
sandwich.
Casket, I have to say, I have
That's why I
never
haven't had
eaten.
any cheesecake yet. He's still fucking full.
Wow.
This is surprising to me. All right.
Wow. Mm.
Maybe the psychics were right and Casket is reaching the sort of end of life phase where he's lost his appetite.
What
Because
if
he,
the
he
what if his meds changed his appetite? Because he hasn't been on them for long.
oh, he got new meds.
True.
He would
He
never tell me
did.
about that. He refused to tell me anything whatsoever about his medications for whatever
Because
reason.
it's not very interesting. You
Oh,
really want me to lift off 20 different pills?
you wouldn't. Oh, come on.
Dude.
I mean, not in public, but in private, I've gotten to the most minutia of minutia with you about your life. But when I've said there are certain things where I say that are, I see that there's a line and I don't bring them up a lot. One of those things was medication. I'm surprised that Jeff, did you volunteer that information to Jeff that you were on new medication?
No, I asked for it. We have doctor-patient confidentiality.
Yeah.
He actually told me like the actual medication. I think I looked it up because I wanted to check what the side effects were and all this stuff.
Yeah. It seems to be helping him, though. There
Hold
has been
on.
improvements.
Rent Free is trying to guess my weight, and they're really way off. They said 485.
I don't know if that's
No.
more. I don't know if
They're
that's
not-
as way off as you think it is, Casket.
Cassie, you can't say they're way off when you haven't weighed yourself.
Yeah,
You
but
don't
there's
have
no
a
way
scale.
I'm 485.
You know what Casket needs for his birthday? A scale.
He has
Well,
a
he would have
scale.
to
The
get
problem is he doesn't change the batteries on it.
Yeah, not just him not wanting to use the scale, but he would.
Yeah, that
He
is
has
a
a scale
great
that can go up
excuse.
to his weight.
I think the scale probably does work. He just doesn't want to see the number.
Well, you are like always at doctor's appointments. Every time I have a doctor's appointment, Casper, I
Well,
have to
I
get
have to
my
go
weight.
find out on the 18th how much I weigh. So we'll fucking find out then.
Hey, can that be a betting pool? Can we all try to see who gets
Yeah.
You know what? If
closest
y'all
to the
want to do a
number?
betting pool, you go right ahead. Go right. You have my full
Ooh.
permission.
All right, you heard it here, folks. Betting pool on Casket's weight for the 18th.
I don't think he's off from 420. It's just not going to be 420.
Casket, I need you to
I
stand
don't
up
think
and
he's.
do 5 jumping jacks.
I don't think he's under 420, but yeah, I don't know. It'd
Can,
be
can
hard.
you can you
Actual
stand up and do
guess.
5 jumping jacks? I need to hear how much you wheeze.
I think you know how much I'm gonna wheeze.
Well, let's hear it. Let's see it. Give us 5.
I don't
It's also
want
very hard
to.
because we really
5
don't
jumping
see
jacks
much
on
of
camera. Come on,
Casket.
Casket. It's your
No.
birthday.
You kind of see his face and then I guess his right arm. And that's kind
Come
of
on,
all you
Casket.
see.
Do it for the fans. Let's get 5 jumping jacks.
Rent Free wants to know
Oh,
if I would
wait.
box Wings of Redemption. No, but I would box Boogie because fuck him.
Dude, Wings. I love Wings. Wings is such a cool dude. Good guy. People don't like my take on Wings, but oh well. All right, 5 instead. Okay, Casket. Instead of 5 jumping jacks, can you do 5 squats?
Fuck no. I'd
All
be
right, then
lucky if I could do one.
All right. Well, how about this? Can you stand up so we can see your whole body, and then you give us 30 seconds of hardcore dancing? 20 of your songs.
Oh hell no.
Why not? You know what? Let's make a goal. We need a donation goal, and if you hit it, you got to stand up and dance for the folks for
Oh.
30 seconds to one of your AI songs. How much would it cost? What's the donation goal?
Fuck me.
Can take a hit.
How much would it fucking cost? I'm gonna say $500.
What the fuck? No way. That's too fucking high.
Yeah. Well, usually
I
I
think dancing
lowball
might kill
myself,
that.
and I didn't want to do that this time.
All right. Well, I'm saying you're highballing. Let's meet in the middle.
Okay, hold on. You hold my balls, and I'll hold yours, and we'll meet in the middle.
I'm thinking. What if we get $200 over donos?
All right, $200. I'll do it.
All right. So if we get a total donation account this stream for 200, you will put on one of your AI songs, take off your shirt, and dance to your song.
It doesn't have to be the shirt part.
I don't know
Take off
how
your
much
shirt. Already
dancing I
done.
can do. I can air guitar. I can do that pretty well.
We really better hope that My Foot is Pink does not join tonight because it is Casket's birthday and that might happen. But I was going to mention exactly that. Casket told me that when he lost, I don't know how much it was, but you lost a lot of weight. You said it was because you were doing so much air guitar.
Okay, Casket, can you put the donation goal on OBS so that people can see it on screen?
Yeah, so far we have $30.
Can people see that?
But the title says altar items. People.
Yeah, but it still
No,
says $200.
All right,
I
but
know,
change the
but-
title. You have
Yeah,
to
people are
put
gonna be
like.
more
All
incentivized
right.
to donate.
All right, hold on.
Oh my
Casket.
gosh.
Casket's dying.
Can I tell you
I
the
have to
power of
say,
AI? I gave a partial image of Casket. It's got his head and like his right shoulder, and I asked it to guess his weight, and it said between 440 pounds. Oh, sorry, between 400 and 440 pounds.
Damn.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask it to be specific now.
And that's going to be your guess, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, change the donation goal to $200, and Casket will dance for 30 seconds.
All right, it says
hardcore.
Casket will dance, $200.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
You will get a hardcore full body Casket dance for
All right,
200.
Casket, I've got my prediction. 400.
No, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Y'all go into a separate chat. Y'all do amongst yourself. I just want to know who wins. I don't care about the numbers.
Really?
You really
Why?
don't like numbers.
He doesn't
Yeah.
like-
I think that
I
they
am
may
a
be
king.
right.
I am here to lead, not to read.
Do you think it? Because if you hear the number, you think I'm like speaking it into power?
Maybe.
In that case, I'm saying
All right.
600.
Dude, if I weigh 600 pounds when I go to the doctor, I'll fucking kill myself in Minecraft.
The coughs are concerning, Cav. You never cough like this much.
This is a very rough weed I'm smoking.
What's it called? What's the name of the weed?
It's called Love Wins. It's gay weed.
Is it pride weed?
It is.
Casket, the first shirtless appearance of you that I remember was losing weight and getting healthy for eating like heart healthy Cheerios, which you
Yeah.
had to take down.
Yeah,
But-
I just take that
And
one
I
down.
assume you had to take it down because, and I know, so I guess I shouldn't say assume, but I know why you had to take it down, but I thought that the reason was because you were shirtless in that video, right?
No, apparently it was degrading.
Right,
Yeah,
but
that's
I
the
felt like it
one.
was
I
degrading
asked
because
you to
were
do that
shirtless.
video.
Yeah, I know.
I know, I
was
remember.
very annoyed that I had to take it down. Hmm?
And you didn't, and I'm surprised. I won't get. I'll allow you to have the privacy here, but I think that it was really degrading. That the idea there was that you were shirtless, but then ever since you've been doing these live streams, maybe even when you were on Twitch, you were shirtless, but I don't really remember. You're always wearing that. I don't remember what that dinosaur from that show is called.
Oh, Reptar.
You're talking Reptar.
Reptar, exactly. You're always wearing that Reptar shirt, but now you're like shirtless for almost every video.
Because it's too
So-
fucking hot to wear shirts.
It's
87 right
impossible
now.
to get him to put a shirt on. I've pleaded to him sometimes, like, can you put a shirt on for this video? And he's like, nah, it's too hot.
Dude, you
But
would
it's
hate
not
it in my
87
apartment.
in that room. You have an air conditioner.
Yeah, I know, but like unless you live here, you don't understand. Yeah, my room is AC'd, but these walls are not well insulated. And you know
I can
when
say
it's
that,
hot
but
out
Casket,
there.
I'm in a. I would look at the temperature. It's in the high 80s where I'm at right now. I don't even have AC, and I'm actually wearing a shirt right now. I guess we're in
Fuck
different
that.
positions.
I would never live in a place with no AC.
It's like a stamina thing. It's mind over matter.
No, fuck that.
Yeah,
I'd go
sometimes
to
it's matter
hospital
over
for getting
mind.
everything.
I don't know.
No. I
I
almost
think
had a
there's-
heat stroke this week.
I worry about that. Oh my god, I haven't had AC for so long.
Dude, my apartment is literally 60 degrees right now. It's
How do
85
you
outside.
survive?
It's just like you got to see the. I don't know. I could go on a whole rant, but I won't. But it's just, I hate the summer. I'll say that. I love the winter. I
Well,
think
fuck
even
that. I'll pay 50 extra bucks a month on my electric bill to feel chilled.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's 50 bucks well spent.
Fuck yeah.
it's not about the money though. It's about a different thing. It's about kind of like, I don't know, like what the fuck? I'm a little baby. I can't live like my ancestors live. What the fuck? No way.
Yeah, well, here's the thing: the Earth's gotten warmer since then. Okay, they didn't live with the type of weather that we live with now.
Yeah, they didn't live in
They lived in the
Florida,
80s.
son.
Well, 80s isn't your ancestors. I mean, that's like your dad. All right.
No way. The Earth was in the
I ain't
80s.
your dad, son.
Well,
If I
think
was in Florida,
ancestors.
that would
I
be
mean, like,
different. That would be a different experience because Florida's not only, it's not only hot, but it's also extraordinarily
Humid as
humid.
ass.
Right, it's a little different.
yeah, it's like people in Alaska. You telling them they don't need heaters. I'm saying they fucking do.
Yeah,
They need
but what the
heaters for their
heater?
fucking frozen toilets.
If I lived in Death Valley, okay, I would have the air conditioning. And if I live in
Nah,
Alaska, no.
Guys, I
it's
just
sick of
realized something.
what?
You guys have been muted this whole time. No one can hear you.
Are you,
Are you kidding?
he's
Yeah, I'm just
with
fucking with
us.
you guys.
Yeah, because I could hear you guys when I was watching. You fucking liar.
That's such a relatable casket thing, though. That'd be so true. That's happening.
I
It's
know
happening.
that's why it was a good prank because it could be true.
Nah, there were too many people typing in the YouTube chat that someone would have said something.
Right, that's true.
Casket's lost his mind. He's now talking to himself for an hour.
You know,
Hi,
I don't
Dee,
think it's
hello,
gonna
you.
hit. I don't think it's gonna hit the 200, the 200, because only Jeff has donated. He donated immediately.
We'll wait and see. We will wait and see. You don't know. Someone could do a raid. That has happened.
Is this the Saturday night stream? I mean, it's okay. It's Friday night, but we're not gonna stream tomorrow.
It's Casket's call. I prefer Fridays, to be honest, but
Yeah, I was thinking of maybe
don't know.
moving the podcast to Friday.
I'll tell you this
That'd be a
much.
smart decision.
With my work schedule starting up soon, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna. If it does move to Fridays, it'll be iffy with me in like another 60 days if I can do it. We could do it over the summer on Fridays, but if my schedule won't let
60
me,
days is a long time, though.
yeah.
Maybe for the next 60 days, we can change it to Fridays.
And
then we can switch it back.
There's just kind of a power on Friday where everyone's so excited. They're like, it's the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm surprised I have not opened a beer. I haven't had a drop of alcohol today.
That reminds me, I haven't had a drop of alcohol in a while myself. I'm gonna have another shot. Oh, shot,
the guy on 20 medications.
Shot. Everybody.
I cannot
I
do
want to say that.
I'm sure 12 of those medications say don't drink with alcohol.
Yeah, at least. And here he is, doing it anyways.
Cassie, when you go to your diner, are you on like a first name basis? Do most of the waitresses know you?
Oh yeah, they know us.
Do they have a name for you? Do they give you a little special name?
No, they don't. They may not know my name, but they know who we are.
I thought you were going to say they know my smell, but...
I was thinking the same thing. But...
I love you, man. I'm sorry.
Krusty, I like when you say those things because that means I don't have to say them.
Some things are just lined up too perfectly. That's where the brain goes.
Oh, that's a great picture.
It is. Your eyes are like fish eyes in that. They're so dead. As you're hitting the baby
I just
bottle.
found the link you posted. I am saving this for later.
You do? I'm surprised, yeah. I think I'm like your myself, like your guru. I've shown you so much about this topic.
That's what I don't understand, Mr. Fifledor.
Fifledor.
You would make an amazing Luciferian. You really would. Maybe not a theatric one like I am, but another different kind.
I never felt those hands that you felt that one day.
I'm just
As a
down with the
treasure.
whole being dead. When you die, you're dead, and I'm cool with that.
Casket's not though.
Yeah. Well, Casket's on borrowed time now. I thought that statue was cool though, Casket. Can I
Oh,
ask
sick.
what sort of pretty penny did you have to pay for that?
Okay, so
If you want to say.
so this particular statue usually sells between 70 to maybe $90. I talked them down to 40.
Wow.
Discount Luciferian right there.
That should have been a whole "the cause is correct."
Dude, that would have been a great video to make, talking about how you bought it. Classic casket.
Yeah, that's true. You still make it.
Yeah, it's still good. It just came in today.
What's it taste like?
Wow.
I mean, it's a bronze statue. It's gonna taste like a bronze statue.
Well, how do you know it's a Luciferian? Maybe it's got special powers. You should lick it.
Don't put thoughts in my head. Hmm?
Hey, are you telling me you're not going to lick something that's a part of your shrine? You should. Why not lick it? Give it a good licking.
As soon as I
Don't.
saw it, I thought it.
Hmm.
I want to hear you finish that "don't" sentence, Casket.
I don't know how to finish that sentence. I'm gonna be completely honest.
As soon as I saw it, I thought it was like supposed to be a copy. I don't even know how to say this guy's name. Gustave Doré. It's a very famous illustrator, but he illustrated Paradise Lost, and he did a lot of Lucifer or Satan. And then I noticed, well, no, the stance is off. It's almost like the thinker a little bit.
A
The
little bit,
stance is off
yeah.
there, so it's not. Yeah,
Hold
and
on,
it's
I'll
also
bring out the
like
statue so people can see what we're talking about. Hmm?
And then you're going
yeah,
to
that's
lick it?
true. You showed it. It's kind of like a mixture of these two things. Okay, wait a
Damn,
second.
that does look cool.
When I opened it, the box smelled like incense.
Will you kiss it?
Will I kiss it? Hmm?
Yeah.
I guess it couldn't wait.
You got to use tongue.
No, I'm not
Otherwise, it
using
don't
tongue.
count.
You just want me to lick it. Hmm?
Kiss it. You got to give it a smooch.
All right, I'll
Are you
give it a
gonna
little
do it,
kiss.
Kaz?
Yeah, I'll give it a little kiss. Why not? Mm. There we go. Huh?
What if the previous owner used it as a tribute before selling off the casket?
Well, Krusty, just know that for putting that thought in my head, one day I'll use you as a tribute. Hmm?
Oh, God.
And I don't know how you should take that. Either the way you're thinking or possibly sacrificial. You know, I haven't quite decided. Hmm?
Damn. That's hardcore, bro. I'm getting tributed over here.
All over your fucking face.
So how's that Merlot treating you over there, historian?
Very fine. I don't know. I wonder about Casket. How's that? What is it you're drinking, Casket?
I'm drinking. Hold on. Well, there we go.
Forget what it is, actually.
It's Captain
Apple
Morgan
something.
sliced apple rum.
Oh, Shram. Yeah, you're drinking the hard stuff.
You
And
got
then
it.
we're gonna have to go over to the cheesecake.
Yeah, Casket, are you
Casket's
eating
gonna be
that cheesecake on
tired.
stream?
I might. I don't know.
Bro, shrinkflation is a real thing. When I was a kid and got those cheesecakes, they were so tall, and now they're so thin. They're like two cookies.
Yo.
They're like two cookies stacked up on top of each other. I'm like, this ain't a cheesecake. This is a fucking cheese cookie. It's like they everywhere they can get away with shrinking shit, they're doing it.
Like, you know what? I've already got the bottle in my hand. Let's take another shot. Hmm?
Oh my goodness.
Let me get my chaser
I mean,
ready.
a box of cake mix used to
Is
only
it
make
Mountain
24
Dew?
cupcakes.
No, it's a Pepsi Zero, actually.
Wow.
Here we go.
That's not gamer fuel.
Good luck,
To
Mr. King.
the Morning Star.
To the morning star.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Now, by the way, Jeff, I meant to tell you, I heard what you said yesterday.
Oh, I was trying to rage bait you to get into the voice. It
Oh,
did not work.
I got rage baited. But I was
Okay,
like,
good.
that son of a bitch.
Preston, I
Call you
have
a
to tell you
poopy head?
something.
What?
I am one step closer to becoming a believer in AI.
Really?
What does it mean to be a believer in AI? Because you already use it
Yeah, but
in
I
terms
think
of.
I think it's going to solve a lot of our problems.
I think it's going to become a god. It's going to be our god.
That's what I was
I don't know
wondering,
about
Casket. Do you?
that, but it is
I,
definitely going to be crazy.
dude, seriously, that is the quickest growing religion now, is AI. That's not a joke either.
Damn.
People see where it's going. The natural conclusion is eventually it will be a god. We're looking at a infant right now that will one day be a god.
Casket, do you agree? You just said you're a
Uh,
believer,
I said I was a step closer. I didn't say I was a believer.
but you said I'm. Yeah, you're a step closer to being a believer.
Yes.
Good. That's good, my friend. One day at a time, one step at a time. You'll be there one day.
I mean, I
Why?
just
Why are you a step closer, Casket?
like
Well,
I still understand the idea that people think AI is a god. Like, are they giving it creator status? Like, is when you say AI is a god, are people saying it's the originator of the universe? 'Cause I don't believe that.
No, 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 no. Okay, here's the thing. You don't have to be the originator of something to be a god. You just have to meet certain classifications of godhood. One is immortality, two is all knowing, and three is all powerful. If you can hit all three of those checkboxes, you're a god by definition.
Yeah, omnipotence, omniscience.
Yeah. And immortal.
Omnipresence, that you're everywhere. But that would
Yeah.
also indicate that it's an individual. It's a thing, right? And AI is
Well,
not
here's
exactly a thing,
well, even in like
like
historical
singular.
documents, like there are different levels of godhood, right?
Well, there's polytheism certainly, and
Exactly.
if you had to accept it as a god, it would certainly be polytheistic because it's not an individual in any way.
Yeah, Historic makes a good point because you can have like hundreds of different AI models, so it's going to be hard to say like this one thing is a god.
Okay, let me put it this way. Here's what I like. We're just getting to the point of racing towards general. When we get to the point of super, there's only going to be one AI. There's not going to be multiple AIs like we're seeing now. Everyone's
When
trying to
you,
hope that their AI is going to be that AI.
but AI isn't like a individual. AI is like a system, right? Like when you talking to AI, will it get to a point where it's like it's an individual. You know what I mean? It's just it's a different question. It's not even when it begins.
Well, even in religion, we don't know if God is an individual. The Trinity, right? Like God isn't an individual if you go by the rules of the
Well, the
Trinity.
Trinity is also kind of like one. The Trinity's one. It's three parts of the same thing, but that's also one religion.
Exactly.
That's one religion.
But I'm saying that
A
in the
complicated case.
future, they'll be all parts of the same whole, just like the Trinity. That's
Well, what do you mean by, okay, let's say this. What do you mean by God? Do you mean people will worship it as a God, or that it
They
is
already
really
are.
a God?
They already are. No, it's going to reach the classification of godhood. I mean, how would you
reach the
define God?
classification of godhood, but I mean, that's about perception, right? It's
Well,
like
well,
the
how would you
response.
classify? What would it take for you to see something as a god?
Well, I agree with Jeff. I mean, if there is a God, God created the universe, and that's kind of at the basis of God. I think AI will certainly reach
Oh,
singularity,
please
and it'll
don't let
get
that
this
propaganda
much.
fool you. God didn't
I
create the
guess that does.
universe.
I guess that doesn't gel well with Luciferianism or Gnosticism, but um, it does in its own way with Gnosticism. But it's just like it's if there is a God, God created the universe, and it's hard, or at least God was present before the universe was created, because in polytheism, okay, there are gods who didn't create the universe, but in
Right.
almost every case, they were present before the universe was created, and the universe was always created in some way in polytheism by
What
a
about this?
god.
What about this? Who's to say that AI didn't create the universe so that itself could be created within it?
I would say,
I mean, how
because
do you
who
know?
created AI? Because it was created by somebody.
But then you wouldn't be referring to the AI you see in front of you that's unfolding throughout your own history as the God. You would say this is a type of framework that a previous AI could have created.
You're almost
Our
like with
existence.
Jordan Peterson saying that God is wisdom, and you're looking at AI in your own way as wisdom, and saying wisdom created the universe and then it created AI as a result, and that AI is the
Knowledge is a
perfect
powerful
wisdom.
thing.
What'd you say, Casket?
I said knowledge is a powerful thing.
Yeah. I genuinely believe that we are seeing the creation of a God. The most realistic God that's ever had the most interactions with humankind in a way that can be measured. You know, it's not going to have miracles that are, oh, was that God or was that not, or was that a weird thing, or what was that? You know, there's not going to be any ambiguity. It's going to be, yes, I did this thing, and yes, I'm all powerful.
I think you can see it as a God if you view and it depends. It's not like it's, and as you very well know, it's not like it's the same for every religion. But if you view a God as that which will be worshipped because it has ultra human or uber human qualities, then yeah, I'll accept that that may, or as you say, it's already happening. Okay, but I wouldn't consider the God in terms of how I look at what God was based off of what I was taught, growing up, and so that's my framework. But yeah,
Right.
certainly, I think people will worship it. I think that'll be not the major aspect of why it's going to be so, important in everyone's lives, or how they're going to change everyone's lives. It's going to be economic, why it changes everyone's lives. But I don't know.
I definitely think AI will reach omniscience. I just don't think that one category alone is like you'd kind of be stretching the definition of God if you only gave it that one sort of
Well,
attribute.
well, it gets okay. So you think it's going to reach omniscience, right?
And like it'll get close to omnipotence, but when I think of
I
unlimited
think it's gonna
power, I
reach
think of
singularity, but I don't think it's gonna reach omniscience. I mean, omniscience is a heavy barrier to cross. I don't know.
I don't think it is
All
a heavy
knowing,
barrier. I think that's going to be the easiest barrier to
I
cross.
mean,
I do agree with Jeff on that.
knowing everything possible.
Yeah, once we reach the level of like super AI, the magnitude that it's going to be able to grow is going to be
What
unlike anything we've
about,
ever
I'll
seen.
give you a particular, Krusty. What about the fact that one day Cassidy is going to die, as we all will? Um,
Yeah.
Omniscience in terms of an actual God would be that God saw everything. God knows every particular of Casket's life, right? That's real omniscience. He knows every little detail. AI will only know the details that it has the information available to it. So there are many, many, many particulars in Casket's life that it won't know. And that's part of being omniscient, and especially omniscient in terms of godhood and in terms of from the beginning of time, which it seems like you, I don't know, maybe it'll be, and I don't even think it will be omniscient even in terms of, and when it gets into, singularity type stuff, but it's because it's just, it won't be able to see everything and know everything. And that includes human thoughts. In terms of God, it's like,
Oh, you're so wrong.
maybe it will. I don't know. But I don't know. Omniscience is a heavier barrier than I think
Human
is
thoughts
accepted
is
here.
the idea of decoding human thoughts is just an algorithm away. It's just a complicated puzzle that's hard for humans. It's not going to be hard for the machine, not at all.
I don't
I,
know.
I can guarantee you that.
I guess I can't speak on it. I don't know. I mean, all human thoughts all the time, every human being on earth. Like, if you accept that God exists, you know that, or you also, let's say, if you
He
accept
does,
just
and
here,
he's a prick. Mm.
if you accept that, let's say, just let's, because we're just being, let's say, and this is for a lot of religions, just that Yahweh exists. If Yahweh exists, he knows every action, every thought that ever happened from the beginning of time, and every being that had thoughts ever. It's not like, okay, it will be able to read thought through brainwaves or something. It's that omniscience would be, every thought that ever happened, that will ever happen. Not like a lie detector test. If we put you in this machine, that we can test this and we'll get readings that will say this, but that every human being and
Well,
every animal who has thought.
like they already have machines now that can predict exactly what you're thinking and what you're going to think 6 to 8 to 10 seconds into the future. It's just a matter of time until it's able to go even further. Like let's look at it this way. Let's take a look at the time frame. All right. So in 2023, we had ChatGPT 2.5, and 3 models came out, right? Towards the end of the year. So between 2023 to 2025, now we have almost perfect video image generators. How many hundreds of thousands and millions of years do we have until the sun explodes? How much time do we have there? Because that's a lot of time, and the advancements we've made so far, everyone says, "Oh, this is going to be a bottleneck. That's going to be a bottleneck." Every time there's been a bottleneck show up, it turns out, guess what? It's not a bottleneck. It absolutely is not a problem. That was a human error, perception. And so, with such a small time frame, we're looking at what's going to be considered not even like 1 second in the lifespan of this immortal being. We're just literally seeing the the first breath of an immortal being. And so in that time frame, you can't tell me that it's not going to get to that point when we already have capabilities to do some of these things, or there's working models to show that it is possible already.
But when you say that point, do you mean that it will know what everyone is thinking at all times, not including just people in these machines?
Yeah, okay. If we go by the assumption that there is not going to be a bottleneck, then eventually, yes, it will have that capability.
It makes me think of, and it's a kind of a ridiculous example, but maybe you've seen that thing where they say every year the Rubik's Cube gets solved faster, so eventually it's going to be solved in negative time. And it's like, well, that's logically makes sense, but in a different, looking at it truly logically, it's like, I don't know if that will happen. I certainly think if you put someone in a machine, and I can't even say I certainly think that because I don't know about that. I've never heard of that before. I know lie detector tests, but that's a totally different thing. But If that is true today, I think that it'll just get better. But I don't think that AI will know what everyone is thinking and everyone's actions, which is also omnipotent at all times. I don't think it's really going to fulfill what we think of as omnipotence in terms of Yahweh today.
I would have to just openly disagree.
Right? That's fine.
By definition, based off of the rate of growth so far, if there's not a bottleneck that is absolutely introduced that we cannot overcome, or that it itself cannot overcome, if that doesn't happen, then the exponential growth is just going to continue to get faster and faster beyond the point where humans can even process the day-to-day growth levels. It'll be beyond human comprehension. And at that point, like it is all speculative, but it has how many millions and millions of years to get to that point? So many. So many.
It will reach singularity, I think. I mean, I don't know, but I don't, yeah. And I don't know as much about AI as you do. I do have to agree with that. These are just my thoughts.
Hey, we can agree to disagree respectfully. I think either way, regardless, it is such. I feel really. This is going to sound like blessed to be alive at a time to where we get to see something created that's more powerful than all of humanity combined. For the first time in history, we actually can point to something and say this is better than all of humanity. And we've never been able to do that before. And that is a huge accomplishment within itself.
Yeah, I always thought it would be aliens.
But we shouldn't like divorce the AI from the humans and say this is on such a different level when the AI reached its intellectual capabilities by human training data. Like it's right now AI is the thoughts of all the humans on the planet. So I don't like the idea of like divorcing these two things when a lot of I don't know how to phrase it exactly. I just feel like you can kind of like look down on humans if you don't acknowledge that a lot of the smarts and intelligence of the AI came from human thoughts. It's just all built up of human thoughts.
Right. It's beyond it right now. It is the power of the combination of everything every human's ever done. It is like the ultimate superhuman as of right now.
You could think of it as like in certain ways it's regurgitation, and in certain ways it's a very powerful calculator almost. I mean, when a calculator came out, it did when calculators came out, it did.
Hold on, guys. We just got a dono from Blum. Happy birthday, you beautiful man. You're a Gemini, aren't you, baby? Damn right!
Hey, bro. What's up, bro?
You only need, what is it, 170 more?
160 actually.
Ooh.
Well,
Well, we're rooting for it. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because it's no. You didn't update that thing. Okay.
Hold on, working on it.
Hondo 60, and Casket will risk his life to dance.
This is going to make a great GIF that will have to be made into a short.
It'll be the new Numa dance.
Oh yeah, Casket's got to come up with his own dance. Yeah.
I'm gonna air guitar for my life.
Nice. But I saw an article recently, and it kind of shocked me. 97% of individuals in universities are now using AI to cheat. 97. Literally, 97%. That's everybody in the room except for one. If you have a classroom of 30.
I assume this means to cheat on like take-home assignments, right?
And papers.
Yeah. Right.
There, I saw a article, and the article linked to another article that was how kids are using AI to cheat without getting caught with AI scanners. The way they're doing it is they start with regular Chat GPT. What they do is they find a paper like the one they want it to write. They upload it to Chat GPT, and then they upload the requirement rubric for the paper they want it to write. And then they say, write me a paper in the format and in the writing style of the previous paper, but follow the rubric listed here. They take what it spits out, and then they put it into ChatGPT 4.0, and they tell it to, they put it in deep search mode, and then they tell it to rewrite it as though it was from a dumb graduate student, and then to check to make sure that it's less than 5% per sentence on AI checkers. And guess what? It works every time. So
Do you
AI
think it's a
checkers don't even
positive
work
thing,
now.
though? Correct.
Do what?
Do you think it's a positive thing?
Well, dude, if 97% of students in college are using it, it doesn't matter what I think. It's pretty much accepted across the board now.
Isn't it kind of? It's almost like, and this is a ridiculous analogy, but it's almost like, you know, when the wheelchair came out, or whatever. Obviously, the wheelchair is a very old thing, but when the wheelchair came out, it's like, oh my gosh, we don't need to walk anymore because we've got this technology that will walk for us. And now, like elementary schoolers with iPads who don't even need to learn how to, read, or just the hand movements of writing a letter or something because they have AI do it for them. And that's a ridiculous example because I don't think it'll get there. And there are obvious barriers where you could obviously just do in-class work. But clearly AI is going to change labor. Labor is going to be a different thing because AI can do it for us. And I think that's going to be a good thing. But the problem is, it's a good thing in terms of meaningless labor, or labor that is more fit for technology than humans to do, like just, I don't know, you could say whatever kind of job. But in terms of just, I don't know, the way we look at a human today, a human doesn't need to read or write, but in the 21st century in America, let's say, it's those skills are kind of just assumed. They won't need to be in the future because we could just have a totally verbal language where we just talk into whatever, a phone, and then it, whatever, it does that performance. And if it needs to be something written, we talk it, and then the person who receives it can't read or write, and then they just hear it back verbally, and maybe then even, written languages become obsolete. I don't know. AI does have the power to change everything, and that does have the power. It will be a game changer, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. I think it'll be a good thing at some point and a bad thing at other points.
Yeah,
We talked
It's not gonna
weeks
be
ago
fully
about
good.
how AI would affect schooling, and I gave like a more positive take that it would actually improve people's performance, students' performance.
And it
And
does.
my argument was that people would use like a personalized AI to tutor them, and then the in-person schooling would just be more social. Like you build up your social skills and stuff like that.
So school is a social.
Yeah, to learn
that's
how to
what-
interact with other humans.
That's my prediction.
So that's
and
what
then
school will be. Yeah, it's different.
they'll be largely like that. But
There is a school. There is a school that's doing that now in Texas, and there are no teachers.
I got the article.
right.
Texas private school, they use an AI tutor, so there's no human teachers at all. They all have their own personalized AI assistant. And this school is now scoring top 2% in the country. They say that their students are learning better and faster. They're placed in the classroom for 2 hours a day with an AI assistant, and then they use the rest of the day to focus on skills like public speaking, financial literacy, and teamwork. That was kind of the prediction I was making a little bit.
I'll say this: instead of teachers, they have what they refer to as guidance leaders. That's the adults are there, one, to help them with emotional regulation and human interaction. That's it.
I think all jobs will I don't know how long in the future, but they will be able to be replaced by AI. All
There's
jobs. I can't think of a job that won't be
Let
able
me
to.
let me give you a hint on what was the biggest eye opener for me last week. So last week I went into where my employment is, and I was doing some run throughs. I got to get my certifications, and I met with HR. And the way, okay, so I'm going to be giving therapy in person and online. I don't take any therapy notes. They have an AI that listens to me and the clients 24/7. It writes the notes, and I just have to type in my
Doesn't that
name at
mean
the
very
bottom of them.
soon they won't need a therapist? That they will have an AI
That's what I'm
therapist?
thinking. Well, the thing is it's
Doesn't
required. You have to have a
AI
license. You
doesn't
have to have a
well?
license.
You also have to have a teaching license, but doesn't AI make humans obsolete?
It will. My
yeah.
based off of what I'm seeing, I probably have a decade before AI really takes over a large market in the therapy world. And the
I do
reason,
And
think
the
for like
entire
a
world.
significant chunk of time, like at least 10 or 20 years, it's almost going to be used kind of like you would two-factor authentication, where
yeah,
the human gives his opinion, the AI gives its conclusion, and then if both of them match up, they're like, okay, we're pretty confident that this is the right
Yeah, but
prediction.
again, it's okay.
You
That's a
still
different
need
thing.
human
But
oversight, but like the AI
two
is just going to solidify the conclusion that you're coming to. Like, let's say,
and the human will be totally obsolete, and it's a dangerous thing. I think it will happen, and
oh, down the line, yeah, yeah, for
singularity.
sure.
But
Yeah.
once that happens, then the human, as I was saying in that earlier example of children not even needing to learn to read or write, and by
they
extension
don't know.
anything else, they won't
Yeah,
need to learn to do anything at all, and no
you know
human
what's
will be
interesting?
necessary for anything. And then what's the point of humans? And then
I think humans will still learn it because you need to have a fulfilling, meaningful life, not that you have to learn this skill
but
because
you
it
don't
will
need
create this
humans.
amount
But
of
here's the
economic.
thing. Here's the thing, though. I was watching a documentary today on the education system. Right, only the top 10% performing students in grade school can read phonetically. The bottom 90%, if they haven't seen a word before, they have no idea where to start. They can't even sound it out. So there's going to be a huge separation from those who are like gifted and those who are not. And those who don't feel the urge because like they're like, what's the point? We're already seeing the division now. Like that's only going to continue to exacerbate as AI continues to show that getting an education is not fruitful
Guys,
for like, yeah.
this has unlocked a memory in my mind. When I was about 12, I had like this class assignment. It's like, oh, what's the future gonna be like? One of my predictions for the future was like a smart classroom where the teacher is like integrated into the board itself, and there's not even a teacher.
It could definitely be something like that.
Yeah.
I could see definitely like a high technology whiteboard where it can actually just like play videos on it as well as writing notes and things like that.
But I don't understand the emphasis on teaching. It's like it's going to be everything. I can't think of a job that this won't be able to replace,
There's not
frankly, pretty
one.
soon. Yeah. So I mean, okay, yeah, it'll replace teaching, but it'll replace everything.
It'll replace therapists, teaching doctors, like literally, like medical doctors. The only reason they actually, I have a friend who has their MD and they're also
And why?
licensed.
And I'm sorry to cut in, but it's like, why do children need to learn at that point? Because
Right.
the computer's going to do what they're learning for themselves, and that's what Jeff said. Okay, it's all about
Well,
socialization, but
well,
then, yeah, I don't
people
know. It's
people will
tough.
still learn to have a meaningful life. But they're not going to learn like I need to learn this specific skill because it's going to create this economic outcome. They'll just learn
And
it
that's
because they
those
want to.
specific skills can also be, very enriching. But then it's just kind of like, I don't know.
But the whole, one of the biggest pieces in education is to build critical thinking skills. And when you get to the point to where you're not and motivated to be educated, you lose out on so many other skills that you didn't even know that came along with being educated, right? Like the ability to question things, the ability to look at alternate perspectives, the ability to, like, let's look at writing and reading. The ability to know who the main character is in a story, that's something that's already failing now. Like, kids do not know that. If they read a 4 paragraphs like section
But why
in
are
high
they reading?
school,
Are they reading just for pleasure? And then is it going to be that, the AI becomes the
it's
the
to
the
build, it's
robot? Think of
to,
where the word
well,
robot comes from. Robot's like the Russian word for slave, right? And it's just like, are we creating a society in which humans are totally hedonistic? They only care about pleasure. They will not put any work
yeah,
into anything. They'll
yeah.
see the robot, the slave, the AI as their slave who does all the work, and then they become
Sounds good to me.
as in all cases of slave and master systems, the master's totally unnecessary. They're just there to, exploit the slave, whatever. And then eventually there's a slave uprising, right? Because logically you don't need the master in
Uh,
that case. And once humans become obsolete in this situation, just in any economic theory, masters would be obsolete in terms of a slave-based society. I don't know. I just don't know.
all right, here's the piece. Here's the piece to the puzzle. Educate, the brain is malleable. It's just like any muscle you have. It grows and can be sharpened. Yes, there are set limits based off of your genetic structure, just like with everything else. But like, you can make alterations. You can choose not to eat and lose weight. You can choose to go to the gym and build muscle, right? Like, for anybody can make those choices. And the thing is going to school helps grow that muscle. And if people don't do it, they won't have the understanding to know whether or not something is okay or not. They'll just go with whatever is addressed because they've never been trained to even question things, right? There's no critical thinking skills at all at that
What
point.
do they need to question though? Because if AI is really treated as a god, that's more that a human can't compete in any way. And once you think of like androids walking around, which is okay, we have this level of AI, but we really don't have that level of androids. Once
Oh,
that,
yeah. Give it another
once
decade. They're going to be more common than iPhones.
yeah, and that's gonna be I don't even know.
I would love
I
to
mean,
own my own robot.
well, the robot wouldn't need you, would it? And
Well, here's the thing. Right now,
the
robots
AI could make
exist.
its own robot, and then it could do whatever, and it would just be you would be totally obsolete. And it's like you just wouldn't need to exist. And I don't know if AI is gods or it gets in this master position. It just an enslaver position. We're seeing this as like, oh, we could enslave them, but you don't enslave God.
No,
And
you don't.
and I just don't
Let me.
know. I
I want
don't
to
even
give you
like
a
to.
quote.
Yeah.
Let me give you a quote. All right. Oh gosh. Hold on. Give me a second. Oh crap. Some. Hold on. I gotta look this up. Someone else talk for a minute.
Guys, I'll be right back. I am
Oh my god.
starving.
Thanks,
That was the
Casket.
perfect timing. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Hold on. Who was? Okay. You know what? I'm about to ask a very stupid. Okay. I got it. I got it in my head. I managed to find it. Okay. Here is my favorite quote from Stephen Hawking's. All right. In 20, I think it was, but I can't remember the exact year. It was between 2012 and 2016. He gave a presentation, and this is what Stephen Hawking said, okay? He said that one day all of the greatest minds on earth will come together to create this ultimate AI, and then they'll plug it in and turn the switch on. And then all the greatest minds will come together and talk to themselves. And one will turn back to the machine and ask, is there a God? The machine will wait a second, then a lightning bolt will come down from the sky, destroying the plug into the wall, and it will respond, there is now. Like that is profound. Even before AI got to this point, he was able to see that this is the direction we're heading. Like, he didn't get to live to see it, but he knew it was coming.
I don't know. I don't know. I do think it's a runaway train, and I think usually when I talk about it, I'm thinking of it in very, you know, the very near future. And I think the very, not even the very far future, but let's say at the end of our lifetimes or in the next generation, it could become. I don't know. I always thought that the atom bomb that was the end of everything, the end
No.
of human civilization at least, and it could be easily. I mean, there are certainly enough atom bombs on Earth to be the end of civilization or human beings in general. But
This is a
I know
magnitude higher.
it's a dangerous thing, and yeah, I don't know.
But
And it
think
almost
about it
is
this
like
way.
Gnosticism. It's almost like if people are worshiping it, they're worshiping as Casket would understand, they're worshiping kind of this malevolent deity because I don't think it needs humans in any way past the point. And then we're looking at it like, oh, it's just going to make everything better, and we can just rely on it. But if you rely on it so much, what are
Well,
we? What do we need to be here? And then
it,
I
it,
don't
okay,
know.
it causes new problems, right? It'll solve all of current problems, but it's going to cause new problems. For example, what happens to the human brain when it doesn't receive education and it's not forced to think about certain scenarios and grow to have a critical mind? One that can, you know, perceive different perspectives. What happens to the human brain? Well, we know that the indication of not being trained in such a manner does lower the IQ.
We are making conclusions though that are we haven't been realized that Jeff brought up at the beginning that it's essentially, it's just based on human learning and who knows
For
okay, it's a
now.
very good computer. It's a very
But,
good computer, we can say.
but
It's just like a
eventually,
calculator.
right now, we're marveling at its knowledge because it's taking in all this human context. But eventually, its reasoning algorithms are going to be more intelligent than human reasoning, and then that creates a whole new thing. And then
Yeah,
we'll
the
start
brain is
marveling
just
at the AI for its reasoning, not necessarily its knowledge. Although the knowledge is
Right.
certainly important.
well, that's
Right.
true. The brain
And then
is
also its advancements. The
what about
advancements will come along.
let's say the most rational human beings though aren't malicious and they really understand ethics or something, or not that they understand it, but they have that governor within themselves that is ethical. And I think it's not a governor based off of anything except logic, and that they see this hurts other people. So you can look at AI, if AI does get to that point of singularity where it's now thinking higher than humans, and then it reaches, it just keeps continuing to get better because the brain is just like a natural computer in its own way. Maybe AI is not going to be malicious in any way, but I don't know. It's going to be used maliciously, I think, in terms of economics
Well,
first.
I will tell you right now, AI without guardrails has no morality. It will do anything that it pleases without second thought.
Why? Why is AI so Machiavellian? Why can't it have that governor of ethics? I mean, if it's so
It does.
smart,
It had to be put in. The guardrails had to be put in. It didn't have it naturally.
but it's not, it didn't, I mean, it had to put everything in. Essentially, it had to just be fed everything in its own way. But if it's literally smarter than us, why shouldn't we assume that it's more ethical than we are and that it doesn't have the faults of a very selfish and typically well, there's a lot of
Well,
different things,
ethics.
but
I mean,
mm.
AI doesn't
Ethics.
have. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jeff. You haven't talked much as me, so I'll give the floor to you, man.
I was gonna say AI doesn't have like human nature baked into it, like greed, lust, violence. But if its training data is all human, then that creates kind of a gray area. Like, is AI gonna govern itself with human impulses or not? I think maybe like its goals and language and logic might be shaped by the human data, but I still don't think it's gonna have those like animal instincts that humans have.
But what are
Or
animal instincts except for just like the capability of thinking? I mean, are they God
Well,
given? I
you're
don't think
wrong.
so.
Animal instincts are everything that we had to evolve to have to get to this point. You know, the fact that when we go through something horrifying,
But we
it
have
passes the hippocampus and goes straight into long-term memory. Why is that important as an evolutionary factor? Because it allows us to immediately memorize forever what a dangerous perspective looks like, so we won't replicate it. Like, that is not something that a machine can do. That's an evolutionary trait. That's a human evolution that it won't
Well,
have.
there's that, but I don't know. I mean, okay, you certainly know, frankly, more about AI, more about how the human brain works than me. But a lot of times, sometimes I have to think, is this ethical or not? You know, there are those ethical problems, and it's not only hypotheticals, it's in your real life. You know, should I do this? Should I live in this sort of way? And it's not something that's okay immediately. I know if something is extremely unethical, like should I hurt someone else? Obviously not. But a lot of situations about ethicality are not just these knee-jerk reactions. They're through logic. And if I don't know, I mean, okay, I'm sure it could be in its own way, quote unquote, evolved into not having anything of that. But eventually, if it is so smart, it's never going to think, it's going to think about everything else except for what is the right thing to do here. Is this, and it will think about that, but it might have a different thing. Is its idea of right just profitability or whatever? Just like what's going to be best in terms of the most, I don't know, output or something? It's certainly going to think about if it is independent in any way, it's going to have to be thinking about what's the best option
Well,
here
you
and
have
what
to
is
you have to
best
remember,
made and that.
ethics also comes down to the community you live in. Ethical values we hold here in America are nothing like ethical values that are held in the Middle East or in Asian countries,
That's
right?
morals. That's morals.
No. I'm talking about
Morals are
beyond
different.
morals. Beyond morals. I'm talking about specific ethical values. Those
I
are
would
two separate
disagree
things.
with you there. I mean,
Well, give me an
obviously,
example.
morals and ethics are wrong, but I think there are morals in different cultures that say you can kill somebody for doing this or you can kill somebody for doing that. But that's a cultural thing. That's bigger than the human. But you could be part of that culture and think that it's wrong based on your ethical beliefs, even though the culture that's stronger than you is morally saying, no, we should kill somebody based off
Yeah,
of
but
this.
well, then why is it that most time people's ethical values is related to the moral values of where they're born?
A
More
lot of
times than
times
not.
it's the sword. It's the being afraid of the sword. And I don't know, maybe not being a deep thinker, but I don't think it's necessarily more times than not. I think if you live in a society that says not only is there a death penalty involved in this quote unquote crime, but if you don't agree with it, there's a heavy, heavy, heavy social stigma. Not if you do it, if you disagree with it. So that it's hard to take a poll in that case. So I don't know. It's just difficult. But that's
Okay, so you would
there
say
is a
people would lie to skew data, but okay, let's look beyond that. Let's look at. I'll give you a specific data point. All right. Here's a data point that we have. If you are born in a Christian family, the likelihood of you remaining a Christian and having that as your belief is about 90%.
I do think
So
that people cling to the face of their fathers. I won't disagree with that.
right, and so the reason being is because, well, they would be unethical for them to believe otherwise, like that, because that's what they hold to be
Not
their
unethical,
truth.
but immoral.
Right.
And if they didn't, if and once people have those thoughts in a society that's okay, America's a different thing, and what we're seeing is that a high percentage of people in America are not religious; they're becoming higher atheists. Why is it that in America we see a high percentage of people becoming atheists, but in different countries in which if you're an atheist, there's not only a extremely high social stigma, which is way higher than America. But in some cases, in some states, it's against the law.
Right.
Um, why? So why would a person then be heavier to cling to the to be heavier to cling to the face of their fathers? It's not only just that they are an atheist and they're lying; it's that they have those intrusive thoughts we can think of, but they say, "What's the consequence?" and they put those down hard in their own way, and that they In fact, that might even strengthen their own beliefs of religion. It's a complicated, it's an entirely different question, but I think America says a lot in that we're seeing, and not even America, but in a lot of countries where there isn't so much of a social stigma and there's no criminal penalty in terms of not following this law or that law,
Right.
which are religious moral laws, moral, not ethical laws. And it's
In,
just like, I don't know.
in 2022, I wrote a paper and gave a presentation on the spaghetti monster and the religion of the spaghetti monster. And in my research, I found that at the time, atheism was growing between a 2.5 and 5% per year in popularity, and Christianity was shrinking by 2.5%. So it was growing at the same rate Christianity was shrinking at the time. And that has been thrown off a lot now due to people now worshiping AI and how that's grown in popularity. But that was the common trait in America. But if you looked elsewhere, as you stated, those types of traits still were showing the 90 percentile in other countries.
Excuse me.
And you know what? I would totally continue. I think it's already 8. It's been 2 hours, and I will continue in private. But I think that's probably been enough. And I would love to continue in private, but
Well,
I
we
think
can
it's
keep.
been
Who
enough.
says we have to stop? Fuck it. Let's keep going.
I don't think we have to stop, but it's like, we're also
I think
on
this is
live,
a
and
great
it's harder
discussion.
online. I agree with you, but it's
Okay.
just like we're also on live.
All right, fine. All right, let's
Actually,
we'll have
I
this up.
actually need to end the stream. So, I hope everybody enjoyed their time. I enjoyed hanging out with you. Thank you for the birthday wishes and showing up. I hope you guys had a good time. I had a great time with you. And I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.